Hello there. Today we're going to talk about IELTS Writing Task 2. I'm going to give you a certain format or structure as to how to write the IELTS Writing Task 2, how to attempt it. The reason I'm doing this video is that lots of people have asked me how to write IELTS Writing Task 2 or what format to follow or something like that. So I'm going to give a format, but obviously there is no certain specified format or structure given by the authorities as to what brings you the best score in IELTS writing. So you can write in any way that you want, but many candidates feel assured if they have a certain structure or a format to begin with, sort of like a beginning point, a starting point on which you can build upon. So here goes. We're going to talk about the agree or disagree version of IELTS Writing Task 2. That is the most common one. The question would usually give you a certain topic and ask whether or not you agree or disagree to it. Rather, it would, to be very specific, it would say to what extent you agree or disagree. That is how it words the question. So, for example, it could be women are better teachers than men. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Now, obviously, there can be logics on both sides for agreeing or disagreeing. You don't have to totally agree or totally disagree. You can sort of be in the middle, or you can discuss both the views and then express your opinion. So this format that I'm going to give, but this is the starting point. You can build upon it. So let's see how it goes. We're going to start with something like this. The discussion that whether or not blank is a debatable one. There are logics provided by supporters of both the views. So there is a good number of words you have already got out of the 250 that you need. Now what you need to do is fit the question into the blank. Now let's try an example. This is Cambridge IELTS book number 6, Writing Task 2. The question says, today the high sales of popular consumer goods reflect the power of advertising and not the real needs of the society in which they are sold. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Now, what we can write is the discussion that whether or not, then we had a blank. So in the blank we can put the high sales of popular consumer goods reflect the power of advertising. So the sentence would read something like this. The discussion that whether or not the high sales of popular consumer goods reflect the power of advertising is a debatable one. Then the next sentence follows, which is something like there are supporters of both the views, or you can say there are logics provided by supporters of both the views. So let's try and apply this format to another example. This is Writing Task 2 of test number 3 of the same book, which is Cambridge IELTS 6. The question says, some people believe that visitors to other countries should follow local customs and behavior. Others disagree and think that the host country should welcome cultural differences. Discuss both the views and give your own opinion. Although it doesn't say to what extent you agree or disagree, it basically means the same thing. So let's try and apply our format to this question. So we can say the discussion that whether or not visitors to other countries should follow local customs and behavior is a debatable one. There are strong logics provided by supporters of both the views. There you go. We've started answering the question. So that was the introduction. Now you have to move into the main body of the answer. And now you can do it in a couple of ways. One way is to provide the logics of the other side. Basically, if you are going to agree, then you can provide the logics that might be provided by the supporters of disagree, then obviously you refute those logics and provide your own logic, and you come to a conclusion which supports your idea. So, well, I mean, obviously, as we're discussing the format here, so we're not going to draw up a full answer in this video, but hopefully in another video in future. And then obviously the conclusion that would make up the 250 words, or roughly say 260 or 70, something like that. So you don't really need to go beyond that. You can mention the three logics of the other side at one go and then come to your view, or you can do it one by one. So if you are going to agree, then you can provide one disagreeing logic and then one agreeing logic refuting that, and then the second one disagreeing, and then your logic which would agree to the topic, then the third one the same way. So the two ways are, let's encapsulate things here. You can provide three logics of the other side, 1, 2, 3. I mean, obviously you don't write 1, 2, 3, but the three logics at one go, and then your own views in a separate paragraph. Or you can provide in one paragraph your opposite logic and then your own logic in the same paragraph. So in in another paragraph you provide the logic of the other side and then your logic, and in another paragraph you provide the third logic of the other side and then refute it. So the three paragraphs you can do that way. Then obviously then you come to a conclusion, and you can start your conclusion with something like this. To conclude, I can say that blah blah blah, or something like that. Or you can say to encapsulate, or you can say to recapitulate, or any of those beginnings for the conclusion. And then you say, I believe that blah blah blah, whichever your conclusion is. So that is basically the format of IELTS Writing Task 2 argumentative answer. In one of my next videos, I'm going to give you a full answer. Hopefully this format would get you through. All the best. Take care. Bye-bye.